I started by reading an article when I was just starting college about Aikido, and it talked about it's a martial art that talked about everything goes in a circle, so somebody punches you and you use that energy to throw them. So you never take it in yourself, you just use it to control the situation with the other person. But the article also took it to a different level, and it talked about how it had an effect on your personality and things in your life. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to give this a try. And so I looked everywhere for it. At the time, I was going to college in Louisiana and nobody had heard of it. But then I eventually moved to Austin, Texas, and somebody was doing a course there called Mind Body Coordination. And if you know Aikido, Aikido is based on the principles of mind body coordination. So they teach you two body principles and two mind principles. And so actually my husband at the time was taking the course, and he'd come home and say, "Here, try to bend my arm. Here, try to pick me up. Try to do this, try to do that." And I was like, "So what? What good is all this?" And then the last class he had, he said, "Oh, this is Aikido." Well, I was down there the next day, and I was down there every day after that forever. And I eventually moved to Chicago because I had been traveling all around the US going to different teachers. And I met this crazy Japanese guy that lived in Chicago and had a dojo there. And he just was so charismatic and filled with energy, and he was so funny. And so I just decided, you know, that he was my teacher. And the way that I decided that was because I was at a conference one day and I could just feel myself getting angry with myself that I wasn't perfect in doing this technique that we were doing at this conference. And he just started shouting to everybody at the conference, "Stop, stop." And everybody's looking at him like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Oh, this Pat Davis, you got to look at her." And he just started making fun of me. And he made so fun of me about how I wasn't feeling perfect about doing something. And something just snapped inside of me, and I just started laughing. And it just was a tremendous change in me. And so then I moved to Chicago to train with him. And one day he said to me, you sit zazen." And I just said, "Okay." And I just started sitting zazen. And of course, when I did it full blast, morning, at night, and we had long weekends, and I mean, just really intensive training. And then he introduced me to the teacher in Hawaii, and I ended up moving there and training with him. And now I'm living here in Spring Green, and we have our dojo here. And I feel like I'm just the luckiest person in the world because I live where I train all the time. And that's what I love to do. So it's been I was thinking today, I think it's 47 years now I've been training. So that's a long time.